Hi everybody. Hope everyone's doing good this evening. This is my first time using this particular platform, so I hope you're all patient. But it's good to see you all. And yeah, so for the next hour, how I'm going to work is, starting off, I'm going to work with, I'm going to describe who I'm getting, who's with me, and if people can take it or understand it, just comment. And hi, Diane Prachi, I'm not great at names. And what I'm going to do is I'll describe who I'm getting, and my job then at that point is to whittle it down. So say if there's 2 or 3 people that can take a spirit, my job is to keep describing it, to keep narrowing it down. And that's how I'm just going to work this evening, because I'm not overly familiar with the platform, so I can't just go in and click on names and say I'll work with this one or that one or whatever. But it'll all work the same way. Spirit always works, in the way that they believe to be correct. They're in charge, and the messages that need to be delivered, please God, will be delivered. So let's get going. And it's good to see you all. So, or not see you all, to be in the energy of you all, because I can see you. Okay. The first person I have in spirit is, or coming forward this evening that wants to talk to me, is a gentleman with black hair. It's combed over to the side, and he's taken off his glasses, and he's saying to me that he's been expecting me, or he's been waiting for me. And he's coming in a very relaxed, confident manner. That's the first thing I will say. And he seems to be quite, what will I say? He seems to be quite. The energy, first of all, he's bringing in with me is quite calm. Okay, is the first thing I will say. And he's coming forward and he's saying to me, he's been around a particular girl, and or a woman rather, and he's saying he's taken on quite a younger appearance, and he's saying, I remember myself fondly as a young person, even though I don't feel so young anymore. And he's reading a newspaper, and he's taking this newspaper out and he's putting it down, and it's like he's taking off his glasses, and he's very, very relaxed, and he's not giving a whole pile away to me. And hi, Bernadette, Scorpio, Charlene, and we'll just keep going. And he's showing me here something around the ages of 47. I feel like first of all, he's saying to me that I feel something happened to him around the ages of 47 is what he's saying. And I feel like he struggled with a long-term, I wouldn't call it mental health, but it's some medical condition he's telling me he had for like maybe 10 or 15 years before he passed. And he said he kind of took it in his stride, but he's telling me that he struggled getting up and he struggled getting about. And he's telling me that he struggled to kind of move around, if that's fair to say. And he's also talking to me as well about his son that is in spirit. He's telling me that he's in spirit with his son, and that he's reunited with his son, and that he brought his son through from this world through. And this man is very, very relaxed. He's very, very, very calm, but he's drawn my attention to a girl, and he's telling me there's a girl at the minute, and I don't want to go into medics or whatever, but I think the girl is not feeling very, very well at the minute, and is struggling with her stomach. And the gentleman is telling me that this girl is, or woman rather, is putting on a brave face. She's quite confident. She's quite. He would say she's quite bubbly. He's saying she's got a very, very big heart, but he's saying that she's missing me an awful lot. He's very, very teary as he taps into your energy. Who said he can take this? My dad was okay. I'm not sure who can take this, but I am watching the comments in real time. And I think Bernadette Connolly is yeah. And I keep delivering it. And he's saying to me that that this brother that's in spirit with him, I feel, or your brother rather, or his son, he's talking about the son that's in spirit. Could you understand? He's telling me about the son. It's like I feel that his son maybe passed away at 47. I'm not sure if that's the connection with the 47. I feel like, as I've got 2 people in spirit, I feel like this dad is quite older, and is maybe there's like 30 years between them, if that's fair to say, and this other fella is quite young or whatever, but I feel that the son is kind of 47, 48 is the energy he's given off to me. And he's telling me something around this son. I'm not sure if I have it correctly, but I'm very much drawn. Could you understand why he'd be showing me mucky jeans? Because he's showing me mucky jeans, and it's like kind of wear and tear, and he's saying like, oh, you know, I like to kind of I'd be rough and ready, and I'd put on clothes, and I'd kind of, I feel like he'd be kind of a very much I don't want to say a builder, but like very much what would I say here, like I'm getting like farmer rough clothes, like kind of, you know, clothes for kind of mucking about, and if that's fair to say. And he's saying to me whatever, I feel like this his son came into spirit quite unexpectedly, and I feel in ways I don't know if there was much time between them. I think he's telling me something here around 15 years. I'm not sure where he's going with that, but he's drawing me to this gentleman in spirit, and he's brought through whatever, and I'm drawn here to something around a fall, if you can understand that. I'm drawn here to a fall, and he's showing me as in somebody kind of slipping and falling on something, or having some sort of an accident is what he's showing me, whatever. And I also feel as well, would you understand why this gentleman would be showing me children in spirit? I'm very much showing it here to this fella left behind. The son, and again, I'm only using his words, but he's talking about the son. He's saying me son has like kids left behind or whatever, and he's saying that he misses them very, very much, but he's letting them know that he's providing healing from the other side or whatever. And he's very saying to me like that. He's saying, I wish you could see things from my point of view, is what he's saying, from this side of the spiritual realm, if you want to say that. And he's saying to me that he's helping bring the kids along. He's saying that some of the kids is finding it very, very tough to is going to come across challenges in their life, and there'll be ups and downs, but he's saying that he wants to really assure them that while the road ahead may be rough, that they will get through it, and he is confident from where he's sitting and from what he can see, he's confident that they're going to be okay without him. He's saying that it's obviously better if he was with, but he understands and he feels that it's that, you know, that they're going to be okay, and that he knows that. He's saying they might know that, but he knows that. He's saying that he knows that, he's saying very confidently, I know that they're going to be okay. Could you understand as well why I'm drawn to a woman in physical world, and she's quite, what would I say here? I'm not sure if this woman's in spirit or in spirit or in real world, but I'm drawn here to a bossy boots. Okay, he's showing me the energy here of somebody who's a bossy boots, and I feel that this person's alive, and he's showing me somebody's coming in, he goes, and they're clicking their fingers, and I feel it's a mum-in-law, somebody connected to a mother-in-law energy, and I feel that this person's alive, and he's showing me that she's a bit of a matriarch, and she's bossing people around, he's telling me. She's bossing people around, and he's laughing about it, and he's saying that's what she does best, that's her way of coping. She's good at bringing people out of the way, and helping people find a place. I feel that this is what this gentleman is talking about. I feel, I'm not sure if this is his wife that he's talking about. I feel this is drawn, or this is he's speaking, sorry, about an older lady. Yes, I feel he's speaking very strongly about an older lady in the physical world who's still here, and he's saying she's stoic, she's strong, she's getting on with things, and he goes, sometimes she comes across as blunt, sometimes she comes across as snappy and whatnot, but he wants to say no. He's saying that like she has a lot of heart and a lot of warmth to her, and she's trying to cope, and he's saying to just kind of go with it because it's her way of coping, if that's fair to say. And this gentleman as well is drawing me in here to his heart. He's telling me something about taking a rap on the heart. It's like a bang or something. He's telling me something about a bang or on the chest or whatever. And the message he wants to bring in really strongly and really profoundly is he's saying that life is so short, and can the transition to spirit is very slight. And what I mean by that is it happens so it's like a slither of a switch. It's like turning off a light switch to transition into spirit. It's like getting out of one chair, walking into another. And he's saying life is so precious. He wants you to make the most of it. He wants you to feel your feelings. He wants you to grieve, fair enough, but he doesn't want you to get stuck in it. He wants to get you up and get you moving. He's also saying as well that mum bringing healing to her on her back. Not sure if there's something on around the back, but he's bringing in healing around there. And very much drawn to this lady and a scarf or whatever. And I'm very fond for the vibe I'm getting. A lot of love coming towards them. And they're very fond of this lady or whatever. And they really admire her for who she is and how she's coping. And she's really bringing the family through, is what he's saying. Okay, he's saying that she's really bringing the family through. She's really, in many respects, she's the captain of the ship, if that's fair to say, and she's kind of bringing people along. But I do feel that this lady will be okay, and I do feel that all will be as reasonably expected as okay. But I do feel it's a matter of just getting through things as best you can. This too shall pass. Things will move forward. Brilliant, Bernadette. I've been following your comments. Thank you. And I do feel that all will be well, and he's sending lots of love and healing to all of you. But most importantly, the gentleman, the brother in spirit, is saying that the son rather is saying that that the kids is going to be okay. He's saying they don't know that they're going to be okay, because when we're human and we're going through stuff, sometimes it can be difficult, but he has no doubts in his mind that everything is going to be okay with them. He's saying while they will struggle at times, that they won't fall, that they'll be okay, and that he's protected them. And he wants you to pray to them and for them and be with them, because everything is going to be okay. I'm going to leave his love and his message there with you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, the comments is just, it could be a lot. I'm going to go next, see how I can work this out. I have a lady that's come into spirit, or come true for me, and she's very much like, whoa. And what I mean by that is I see her wearing like a red top and a scarf, and I just see her walking straight in. She's quite, she's like, I'm talking now. I want to talk. And she's like, I'm coming in and I'm demanding my place, because if I don't, other people are going to take the cue. And she's drawing me here to a waiting room when she was alive. And she's telling me something here around, I feel that maybe she was a counsellor of some description. And I feel like she worked in a very, dare I say, legal profession or something quite serious. She's very ramrod, as in like up straight and kind of, you know, her posture was quite straight, and she knows where she's going. But she's telling me that I found a lump on my breast, and I had cancer, and I passed away quite quickly with it. And I got sick, and my stomach and everything went off, and I wasn't feeling the best. And then before I knew it, I went through maybe 8 or 9 months of being ill. And then the next minute it was game over. I felt like there was hope, and in many respects there was, but there wasn't hope for me to continue on living in this world. And it took me really, really quickly. I also, okay, hi Charlene, Shaz, how are you? And I feel basically with this lady or whatever, she's quite emotional, and she's apologizing to me. She's saying, I didn't mean to push my way in. I just needed to speak, is what she's saying. I just needed to speak with people, because I feel like when I left this world, I left it quite quickly, and I didn't get time to really talk about how I felt, and I wasn't able to cope with how I felt, and wow, it's just taking me, and I wasn't able to cope with how I felt, and I wasn't able to get my head around things. Everything was just happening all the time. And she said, I'm not angry with anybody, but at times she understands the dynamics. So the energy she's given off to me is just saying it was like people felt awkward because there was a possibility that she might pass, and she knew herself there was a possibility she might pass. But as it went by, people kind of had to maintain hope and stuff like that. But she's saying at times it was difficult for me to really talk about what would happen if the worst came to it. And when the worst came to it, there wasn't much time there wasn't much time to actually really talk about what she would have liked to have done, or kind of, okay, I'm going. I don't feel there was a chance to talk about her wishes thoroughly, if that is fair to say. And she's bringing in this energy where I feel like she's telling me there's an awful stillness since she's passed. And could you understand this lady? I feel that she's got kids, and I feel like they're maybe quite growing up, maybe in their 30s. I'm drawn here to show me kids that are in their 30s. And she's telling me that, hi Maria, hi Lorraine. She's telling me that, okay, there wasn't much time. She was okay, and she's telling me basically that I feel like what she's showing me here, she's telling me about a stillness, okay, since she's passed, and I feel that the family has not. I suppose they're healing in their own ways. There's no doubt about it. But could you understand that there's like something undisclosed, or there's like an elephant in the room that needs to be spoken about? Because she's talking to me here, and she's saying that there's somebody in the family that is quite. She's telling me they're like a racehorse, and what she means by that is they're kind of gallivanting into things and they're sorting things out. They're rushing people on, and she doesn't want them to feel rushed. She wants people to heal in their own pace. I also feel as well with this lady showing me here around her hair, and I'm not sure if you can understand like the clumps of hair falling out and losing her hair, but she's telling me here that like there was I feel like there was like a gentleman she's talking to me about that. I feel maybe it's her son, and she's talking about him not being very good with feelings and maybe blocking things out, if you can understand that. And she's saying that his head is just, it's very difficult to get inside his head. It's very, very difficult. It's very, very difficult, she's saying, for him to open up, if that's fair to say. And it's very, very difficult for this gentleman to talk. Dare I say as well that there might be something here around, I'm not saying to have an alcohol problem, but there's something here around drinking or alcohol, and this person's drinking and not dealing with her loss in a very helpful, practical way. It might be creating more problems than what is necessary. She's saying she understands from a soul point of view that this gentleman was scared. This gentleman was, just that was his way of coping. Some people just don't do feelings at all and will go to any length not to feel their feelings. And she's saying that I feel with the energy this man is giving off, she's talking about, she's saying he's kind of speeding the rest of the family up, if you can understand that. And what she means by that is it's like she feels that he's rushing them into something. I'm not sure if there's like property to be sold, or that there's assets belonging to this woman to be divided up, or there's I don't feel it's a house, she's telling me. I feel very much there's possessions belonging to her and different things within the house that needs to be sorted out, if that's fair to say. And she's saying that I feel very much just wants this gentleman to slow down, that he's really rushing things on for people. And she's saying, in essence, she's saying she can see how she is not responsible for other people's actions, but she can see where this gentleman is coming from, and she can see how she kind of played her part in it. Would it be fair as well to say with this lady that she's kind of saying that I didn't mean to, I think she's saying, I wish I created a space where we could talk about things properly. I wish we could kind of say, the exercise she's kind of giving me, I wish I could say, do you know what, her words, not mine, feck it, I'm dying. This is what I want. This is what I want of thee. This is what I expect of thee. These are my wishes, so on and so to speak. I feel with this lady that she's telling me her throat chakra was quite blocked. She's telling me that she couldn't, what's the word I would say here? Clear the airways, if that's fair to say. And she couldn't have an honest conversation. And she's trying to create healing and peace. She's also drawn me as well into a young girl in spirit, I feel. And she's drawn me to tell me to her grandchild. I feel that she wouldn't have met in the physical world, but she's met in the spirit world. And she's also lifting me up with music notes. And she's telling me as well about this child that she's with in spirit, and the music notes. But she's also telling me as well about grandchildren and a pink energy around grandchildren, and one grandchild being very musical and being very, very talented or whatever. And she's saying that will take care of itself. They'll nurture their own talents as time goes on. But she's very, very fond of the whole family. They already know that. But what she really wants now is she just wants a dialogue of peaceful communication. She wants people to get along and to move forward and to understand that it doesn't matter what was said or not said. She knows that she was loved and they know that they were loved, and she wants them to connect with the feeling, because the feelings are much more important than any conversation they could have had. Although she does understand in the physical world, sometimes conversations might clear the air, if that's fair to say. But I'm going to leave her love with you, and I'm going to leave all her energy with you, and she wishes nothing but love and goodness to you. Thank you so much. It was a beautiful message. Thank you. I have a gentleman here with me, and hi everybody that came in. I have a gentleman here with me, and he's got like he's got like a silver tash, and it's like he's showing me his mustache, and like he's okay. He's telling me to relax, okay, and he's saying to me that he's a dad first and foremost, and he's telling me he's got a message for his daughter, and he's telling me that he had throat cancer or something going on in the throat, and he's telling me my throat became very, very, very blocked, and he's telling me that I couldn't let down food. He's also bringing me back to memories of his childhood, and he's showing me like an old terraced house, and he's showing me them sitting down in the evening time praying. I feel he may have been a Catholic energy or whatever, a real Irish Catholic kind of an energy, but he's drawn me very, very strongly to prayer rituals when he was young. And he's telling me that I feel like the energy is given off to me as he's saying, this lady will know, because I always used to talk about my childhood and make out that it was spectacular and that it was happy times, and you know that we had a simple life. He goes, and in many respects, he goes, we did. He goes, but it wasn't perfect. And sometimes I lapped it up a little bit more just to kind of rise this lady, if that makes sense. And what he's saying by that is I feel there's a bit of devilment in him, and there's a bit of crack in him, or fun in him. And I feel like as a result of that as well, like he's showing me kind of his father and being in energy, being in spirit with his father. And he's saying to me that he's got, hi Naomi, sounds like my dad, and he's saying that like we keep going, and please God that you be able to connect with it, or whoever, but keep going. And he's talking about his dad in spirit, and he's showing me his dad is going much farther back in the spirit, but he's showing me this house that his dad, he's telling me very strongly, I lived in the same house that my dad lived in. I lived in the same house that my dad lived in, or my dad, sorry, let me take that back. What he means is he grew up in the same house that his dad grew up in, but this house I feel now has been sold on. And he's very much coming in or whatever, and he's bringing me in and whatever, and he's saying to me, somebody, or this message he wants to deliver is for somebody, he's saying, that is quite stressed, they're not themselves, and they need to put their feet up. And I feel that this is for his wife. And I feel like as this person is gone a little bit downward, in the sense of she doesn't want people around her as much anymore. She's quite tired easily. She's feeling quite ran down. People are a bit concerned about her health. And okay, and thanks, Rebecca. And he's saying that this woman, I'm drawn to her like as she's in the physical world, and she's got grey hair and whatever, and she's quite the word or the energy I'm getting off is lovely lady, but she's quite religious, if that's fair to say, and she's got her own way of doing things and stuff, and most people respect that. But when they're worried about her, it's very difficult for them to let people in, if that's fair to say. Rebecca Whelan, yes, very stressed. And Rebecca, could you understand that he'd be talking about his wife in the spirit or in the physical world, and who was kind of pushing people away? And he wants to bring in this message, and it's he's saying you're just going to have to accept it the way it is, the way she is, and try your best to move around it. He's saying the good thing is at least she's not interfering or being annoying, and he's saying that in a laughing way. But he's saying he does understand it's nice to have the care. He goes, and all you can really do is be there for them when they wish in this situation. Okay, and he's saying be there for them if they wish is the message that he wants to bring in. What else can I get from this man? He's very much drawn me as well to playing football when he was younger. He just showed me his memories playing football when he was younger or whatever. But he's also drawn me as well. He's talking about a police officer and a knock on the door. He's talking about he's talking about a police officer and a knock to the door and some sort of news coming. And he's saying that this is about me. I feel that this gentleman may have had an accident in spirit. And I feel that this gentleman may have had some sort of road accident, and then they knocked on the door. But he's telling me about, I'm not sure if this is drifting into two spirits now, so I apologise. But I feel basically that with this man, whatever, he's talking about his brother. He's talking about his brother, and he's telling me about some knock coming to the door or whatever, and he's saying about having his brother with him. Yes, police officer at the door. Okay. But can you understand, Rebecca, that okay, we just keep going with this. I do feel I am working with you, Rebecca. Maybe I missed, you know, what I always say to somebody, if you can identify with the message and the descriptions of people, don't let them be in spirit or not in spirit throw you out, because that can be my mistake more so than theirs. But obviously, if the descriptions and stuff don't register with you, so be it. But just, you know, but the energy he's giving, he's talking about a brother here, if you can understand that. And he's talking about a police officer at the door and knocking on the door or whatever. And he's talking to me about a gentleman who had a car, and it's like they died suddenly or whatever. And he's saying that he's with them in spirit. And these two brothers are together and they're united and they're talking about their memories of childhood. He's very, very strong in this, and he's basically wants to show about the memories of childhood or whatever. I very much draw on here to like an Englishy kind of a town, and I just see like a washing line out the back and stuff, and I see this one in the bathtub or whatever, kind of like scrubbing, like his mum, and she's going way back. And he's showing me the photographs. He's showing me loads and loads of photographs, if you can understand that. And he's talking to me about photographs. He loves looking at these photographs and connecting. Yeah, I feel like, could you understand with this gentleman, like why he'd be trying to pull you to one side? Because I feel like he's trying to get your attention on something. And it's like he's doing this at me, and he's trying to pull you to one side. This gentleman is very strongly trying to pull you to one side. And he's saying to me that he's just doing this at me. He's saying, I want to bring you over here because I want to show you something or whatever. And could you understand why he'd be talking to me about having trouble in relationships, and relationships being a little bit dispersed, if that's fair to say, and trouble going on? Also, as well, I know we mentioned earlier about could you understand as well the energy of a woman in this world that this gentleman would be not concerned about, but could understand why people in this physical world is concerned about, if you could understand that. Yeah, because he's saying to me that he's very much strongly bringing me into an energy of somebody who's missing them and missing him, or the family line. And he's saying to me that they're not missing him, but they're missing somebody in the family line. Or I feel this is more my these two gentlemen that I have. I'm not sure if I feel this is the brother talking now, okay? And the brother is talking to me about a wife, or it's like he's talking to me about somebody that is kind of just not really in the humor for people, if that's fair to say. But he's bringing me over to you, and he's kind of bringing me in all directions. But what he's saying to me really is, I'll just tidy this message up first. Message just wants to say about this lady is, he says, look, all that can really be done is just be there when you can. Try not to over worry. Try do it on her terms, because that's the only way around it. The message he wants to bring over to you is he wants to say that there's problems within relationships. I feel that there's something going on here around as in an argument, or I feel that there's a relationship that's gone south and that it's not working out. I feel that there's young children involved. I feel like they're coming to take the kids on certain days, or you're trying to set up access or something like that. I just feel that the family has been rearranged, if you can make sense of that. And I feel that it's a healing process, and it is taking time, and you're wondering, I suppose, in ways where this is all going, and where your relationship with your within your family is going, if that's fair to say. I feel like that there's just a lot of processing going on, if that's fair to say, and life feels very lifey, okay? I'm drawn as well to young kids around you, and they're showing me as like jackets, and you being a good parent, and showing me as in like kids' jackets, and when I say kids' jackets, like, isn't like it's just getting things organized and ready for school. I feel like you don't get a minute to think sometimes, and when you do, everything just hits you at once. Hi, Caroline Thomas, how are you? And I just feel like everything hits you at once. And what they're saying to you is, I'm very much being drawn to the deep breaths. Okay, I'm just being drawn to the deep breaths and allowing things to come. Okay. I'm going to leave his love with you, and I'm going to leave the message there. He's a lovely man. A lot was given to me, and I felt like I couldn't really. I was trying to slow him down, slow myself down more so. But love, thank you for taking that, Rebecca. Thank you. I had a lady here with me at the start. Hi, Christine Maris. I had a lady here with me at the start, and she feels quite pretty, and her hair is quite short, and she's a mum, and she's a young mum, and I feel like she's telling me she wants to create a space at the minute, and what she wants to talk about is she's telling me I feel like she left young children behind, and she's drawn, when I say young children behind, and she left them behind in this world, and it's like I'm showing like her lippy being put on, and her getting ready to go out, and all of a sudden she comes out and she leaves, and all of a sudden it's like I feel that she's gotten into some sort of an accident. I feel that she was in hospital. I feel that she was hooked up to tubes and machines and whatnot, and on the back of that I feel that it was like something happened that it just didn't work out for her, if that's fair to say. I'm not picking up, it's like I just feel like as she's connected to tubes, and I feel like she's connected to tubes, and it's like I just feel like as in, you know, like her body just, she wasn't able to get back into her body, if that is fair to say. And she's saying to me that it's like I feel like it was some sort of an accident is what I'm picking up, and she's drawing me here to young children or whatever, or, you know, and maybe they're older now. She's telling me that they're older now, but they were young when she passed. And she's saying that like she's just drawn to the head, and she's talking about washing her hair, and she's like showing me her appearance, and she's saying like, you know, I like to look, I loved washing my hair. I had a thing for hair, she's telling me. I also feel that this lady might have been a hairdresser. That's the description I can get. And I feel like she's quite confident or whatever, and her clothes, you know, wearing a black dress and red lipstick and a nice bag or whatever under her arm. She feels quite confident or whatever, but she's also telling me as well that she was with somebody I feel that may have been a bit rough-handed with her, and her words, that mine, might have been a bit heavy-handed with her, or kind of slapped her, been rough with her in ways. And I feel like she struggled to kind of fight them off, is what she's saying at times. And she's saying it left an imprint on her, and it made her very, very nervous, if that's fair to say. And she's also saying to me as well, as she looks around, she's saying that life kind of turned out so beautiful without her, even though it was so cruel when she passed, that it was quite tumultuous. It was quite like, you know, a shock, and it changed an awful lot of people's lives, if that's fair to say, and just scattered things or whatever. And she's talking about a friend. She's saying, I want to deliver a message to a friend. And I feel that this lady in spirit has been passed away quite a while now. She's telling me maybe like about 9, 10, she's jumping up the years. She's been quite a while in spirit. And she's telling me that, like, she's trying to help a friend that's going through a hard time, because the message she wants to relay is that I feel there's a friend that's going through something similar to what she is going through, if that's fair to say. And she's telling me that she's talking about being heartbroken, and she's talking about hi Rebecca, and she's talking about the message. The reason, the way I feel sometimes comes in, whenever spirit comes in with how they feel on something, it's because the essence of how they feel is meant to be help. Their experience they want to share with a person to help them move forward, or to help them come over. And I feel with this lady, she was young, been past 10 years. Okay, yeah, I feel like with this lady, she's in spirit, but maybe, yeah, like I was getting it, the years were running up, 8, 9, 10. She showed me here something around the ages of, I I'm not sure if she's saying something here around 47, and she's telling me about her kids that are kind of growing up. She's talking about a 5-year-old, if that makes any sense. And she's talking about a young 5-year-old in spirit or whatever, or not in spirit, in the past, her kids, and how she wanted to get back to them is what she's talking about. But she struggled to kind of really get her head around things when she went into the spirit world. She's also talking as well about mum bringing up the kids, mum looking after the kids. But the message she wants to relay to somebody at the minute is somebody is in a relationship. She's telling me that my sister passed away due to alcohol 49 years past. Okay, so you're saying 49 years ago. I don't feel it was that long ago. I don't feel it was that long ago. Okay, her son is 5 when she passed. Yeah, she's talking, this woman is very clear. She's saying to me, I'm talking, my kids passed away, or sorry, I passed away and my kids were small. And when I went into spirit, she's saying she was quite fragile. It took me a while to really settle and come back into myself and my soul, and for me to accept that I had passed. And she also wants to say that she's done so much healing and she's been such a conduit of hope for these children, and she's very much around them and helping them grow up in this world, and she's putting things their way and helping them move forward. But she's talking about a gentleman here, she's saying, that was quite rough with her, and she's bringing me the throat or whatever, and I feel that she's had some sort of a trauma around the throat. Just like I feel like somebody punched her is what she's saying, and she's saying like her nose was sore, and she's saying like, I feel like this fella was a bit rough with her. I don't feel that that's why she died, but she's just saying that this is a part of her life, and it certainly didn't help things in ways. And she said to me as well that she's saying to me as well that the message that she's trying to relay, and she's saying somebody is in a. She's talking to me about somebody that's in a relationship that she wants them to wake up, and she wants them to exit a relationship that is no longer good for them. She wants them to wake up and not make the same mistakes that she did. She's saying if she had her time again, she would have listened to her gut and she would have saved herself the heartache, if that's fair to say. And she's saying to me that like, could you understand as well, Rebecca, that could you understand about her mum looking after children? Because she's talking to me here about a lady looking after kids, and I think she's talking about her mum. Hi, Sherry. She's talking about a mum, and she's talking about mum and spirit, and she's talking about, or not mum and spirit, she's talking about mum who looked after the kids or whatever, and she feels that the kids were looked after, as in safe is the word she's using. I also feel as well she's talking about a rose being laid down on a grave, and I feel like, could you understand that this lady may be buried with her dad? She's drawing me to this energy around a graveyard and being buried with one other person, and she's bringing me in a red rose and placing it down, and she's showing me an elderly person. I'm not sure, I feel maybe it's her mum that is in the on the ground, if we say that, or visiting this grave or whatever, and I'm drawn to a photograph on the grave, if you could understand that. And the message, I suppose I'll tidy it up and leave it at this. The message she wants them to know is that she loves them very much. They know that already. She wants to know that the devotions that has been given to her, like the rose and the memories and, you know, the rituals that is done in her honor, has been seen and been recognized, and that she appreciates it. But she's bringing forward a message of strong word, saying somebody has to get out of a relationship that's not good for them. That's the key thing she wants to bring forward. I hope you can understand that, and I hope that makes some sense, Rebecca. Thank you so much for taking the message as well. Thank you. I'm drawn, so how I work tonight, just for anyone that came on since, how I work is I just go by, I try to just bring in the spirit, and I go with what I get. And then obviously if somebody takes it or can identify with it, I'll interact. And then my key job is to narrow it down to make sure that it's not 2 or 3 people, that's we're narrowing it down to one person. And usually as the spirit keeps talking, the messages become more narrowed down, that it always comes down to the line that it's one person that can take it. So that's just how I work for tonight, because I'm not familiar with the platform and I just don't want to be kind of going in and out on people. So yeah. I have a gentleman here with me, and he's talking about a bridge, okay? And he's showing me about making it across this bridge. And the first thing he wants to talk to me about is, he wants to talk to me about his adventures when he was in this world. And he's showing me that he was a bit of a character. He's showing me to his eyebrow, and I feel like there's like bits missing of his eyebrow. And he's telling me that, he's telling me very strongly that when I was in this world or whatever, I used to kind of, I didn't know when to come home, is what he's saying. And he is saying that it's like I just see him after a night out wandering around streets, kind of like intoxicated, but I just see him wandering around like a lost soul, if that's fair to say. And he's saying that when I died, I got peace. And he's showing me this bridge and coming across this bridge, and he's showing me a dog. He's very clearly showing me a dog. And he's showing me about this dog that he connected with in spirit. But he's also saying to me as well that there's question marks about how he passed away. And what he means by that is that there's a lot of confusion in regards how he ended up deceased and how he ended up where he's at today. And he's saying that the simple answer is, it was my time. I feel that this gentleman was found under a bridge, or he's underwater, or was washed up, or it's like, I feel this gentleman fell into water, if that's fair to say. And I'm just showing grass, and I'm just showing kind of him being found. And it's like, I feel like he's taken like a fall, and he fell in, and he's saying it all happened so quickly, I didn't really even know that it was happening. It just happened. And all of a sudden, it's like I'm in the spirit world. And he's talking here to me, and he's talking about Mum's heart is broken. He's saying Mum's heart is broken. He's saying I was quite a quiet person. I was very kind of easygoing. I was very kind of I had a presence about me that was quite still. I didn't react to things. I didn't kind of it was very, I won't say he didn't react to things, but it was very difficult to know what way he was talking, or what way he was, what would I say here, what way he was thinking, if that's fair to say. And I also feel as well that, okay, because he's talking, I think you're talking about my friend Tony, I have his dog, okay, because he's talking to me here. The first thing, so yeah, he was saying at the very start, I feel it, could you understand with this gentleman, thanks for taking Amanda, by the way, could you understand, first of all, this gentleman is talking to me very strongly about a dog that was in, that he had, that he was known for having this dog, a black dog with a bit of white in him, and this dog basically passed away before he did, and when he passed over to spirit, this dog was reunited with him in spirit. He is then talking to me about, could you understand very clearly why he would to be? It's like he's out walking streets long after everything else has finished. It's like he's left his friend's house drinking or whatever at night time and the goings on. And it's like he's walking around streets in the morning like a lost soul, is what he's telling me. Like just kind of not really knowing where I was going, but I didn't really want to go home. And it's not that there was anything wrong at home, it's just I couldn't get my head right, is what he's saying. And he's telling me as well, and this is his words, I feel like he's saying, and I have to live it away, he's saying like I went for a piss, and like all of a sudden where I was, it's like I slipped and I kind of fell. And it was a freak kind of accident. I was in way too deep and I couldn't get out of something, is what he said. It's like he was in a swamp land or something, and it was like he couldn't get out. That's the main thing he wanted, or the most biggest prominent thing he's saying. And he's saying to me, he's talking about his sisters and he's talking about mum. He's talking about sisters and he's talking about mum, and he's talking about his family. And he's saying that the family is quite spread out, if you can understand that. and he's saying the family is kind of doing their own thing and stuff, but he's saying there's some woman here that is feeling the brunt of the loss, and he's saying that that's kind of they haven't thought about him in a while, like, but it's there. It comes up every now and again for them, and it's like this woman has is questioning his mental health. And can you understand that? I'm getting like I'm not great. I'm getting like it's like I think it's like it's either Andrew or Anthony. It's kind of giving me like Andrew or Anthony or whatever. It's like that kind of pronunciation, and the appearance of the black hair, the marks in his eyebrow. He stayed out drinking at night and would pass out under the bridge, and he died suddenly. Okay, okay, because I feel with this gentleman though, the energy I'm getting off this, or what this man's showing me, is why it's like I feel like he's fallen like into something, and he misjudged it, and all of a sudden I feel like he's in like it's like not a swamp, but it's like this like it's like I can't get out. It's like water and grass, and it's like he has no way up. That's what he's saying to me, and he's saying to me that it's just I'm very much drawn to him, kind of struggling to kind of get out. And it's like he's talking about being. I very much see his body limp and him being pulled from the water, and it's like just been kind of being kind of pulled out, whatever. He's just completely soaking, if that's fair to say, and he's just saying the message he wants to bring in to this lady that is think that he's around them, that he's trying to bring peace towards this woman. I'm not sure if that's making any sense to you. And he's talking about his dad that's in spirit as well, and I feel like there's a lot of people belonging to him in spirit. Well, there is for all of us, but I mean, I think there's like a lot of different people that had passed before he did, if that's fair to say. And it's like I feel like he's back in spirit with his brother and his dad. He's telling me. He is and fell at his bed. He was found. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Amanda. And I feel like could you understand that his dad is in spirit? Because he's talking about his dad being in spirit. Because he's talking about my dad being in spirit or whatever, and being brought into spirit by dad. I'm going to leave this love with you, okay? Yeah, just I suppose in case I didn't deliver it, I always try to make sure that I deliver the message. The message he just wants to know for this woman. I feel like his mum is still alive, and he wants to let her know that he's okay, and that he wants her to know that he's keeping her safe, that he's around her and he's minding her. I hope that makes some sense. Thank you, Tobin. I'm just saying your message now. Maybe my dad everything fits blur. That's okay. I'm going to leave the message and the love there. Thank you so much, guys. It's 10 to 8, 10 to 8 here. I'll do one more message and then that'll be it. Let me see. Let me see what I can get. Let me see. Okay. I have a lady here, and she's quite a maternal figure, and I feel like she's a grandmother, and she's just walking right in and sitting right down. She said, "I want to talk." And I was like, "Okay," and she's telling me I feel like she wants to work with. I'm drawn to work with Louise Wellens. And this lady, she's just pushing things out of the way. Are you there, Louise? Okay, and I feel with this lady, like, she's just, okay, I'm going to keep going. She's moved out, people out of the way, where she's sitting down, she doesn't want to talk. And she's saying to me, she's saying about this girl, she goes, you need to get your act together. She's like, you need to get your act together, and you need to straighten yourself up, and you need to get out, and you need to start enjoying yourself. You're spending way too long thinking in your head, and you're spending a lot of time dilly-dallying. And she's talking as well about dad and missing dad. And she's talking very much about having memories of dad. I don't feel that there's any gripe over why dad passed, but it's just more kind of holding on to the energy of dad. And she's saying that's lovely, but she's saying it's time now to go out, and it's time to be pushed forward, if that's fair to say, Louise. Okay? And she wants to get you up and get you on your way. Could you understand as well, I feel, while she's this lady will be showing me about kids that is growing up, and basically kids that are kind of doing their own thing. And sometimes I feel maybe you're struggling to find your place within all of that, if that's fair to say. I also feel maybe that your partner is in spirit or whatever, and I just feel like you've had a loss, and I just feel like you're kind of finding your way in the world, if that's fair to say. She's saying about, yeah, finding your way in the world. She's helping you. She's saying, I need to help this. She said, I wanted to help you find your way in the world. She's talking about a loss that you've had quite recently. And she's saying very much that, is drawing me to the wardrobe or whatever, and kind of, she's saying you're doing quite okay with it to the outside world, but inside it's kind of all up in the air and a little bit all over the place, if that's fair to say. And your grandmother is in spirit as well, I feel, and she's bringing in this grandmother, and she's drawing me here to a scarf or whatever, and she's showing me memories of you as a young child, and she's showing me her kind of cleaning your nose, and this kind of affectionate energy, and like I'm drawn to this coat. Can you understand this so far, Louise? And she's drawing me to a coat or whatever, and tying up a coat or whatever, and buttoning it up, and kind of looking after you, whatever, and fond memories of childhood or whatever. But she's drawing me here as well, and she's talking as well about a Pat or a Patrick. Not sure if you can understand that. And she's showing me a lot about dad in spirit, or granddad, or she's showing me here a man in spirit that's quite broad. And she's laughing. She's saying, and she's showing me like the straps on this man. He feels a bit like, don't show me the clips. And it's like, could you understand why she'd be showing me Stan Ogden off Coronation Street? This is the vibe she's kind of giving me off this man. And she's laughing because she's doing like, she's kicking him up the backside, laughing. And she's saying, I've got a set on him and I'm shoving him on the way, if that makes sense. And she's basically kind of, she's one of these people in spirit, like I feel like she's very fastidious is the word I would get off her. She's very good at organising people, places and things, and everybody knows what they're doing, but the energy she wants to bring to you is she wants you to know what you're doing. She wants you to have some sort of a direction in your life, because I feel a lot has changed for you. Would that make sense for you, Louise, so far? And she's telling me as well that you've had a lot of different things going on in your life, and she's saying your heart is coming round. Your heart is coming round slowly. Give time. But she's very strongly telling me that your heart is coming round. You're starting to heal. She wants to talk to me as well very much about a loss that you've had, very much about sitting beside somebody's bedside, very much sitting by the bedside, and very much, what would I say here, caring for somebody, this gentleman that passed away, very much drawn to caring for them and like tapping them on the head and cooling them down. Can you understand that description? And she's telling me basically, now is your time to shine. Now is your time to look after you and to be there for yourself, and to give back to yourself, if that's fair to say. Last thing I would say is, I suppose, just can you understand the descriptions of the spirit? Just let us know on that. And she just wants you to, she's drawing you to quotes, and she's showing me colours, and she's saying, be mindful of the colours you wear, because they are, be mindful of the colours you wear, because the colours you wear really uplift you and make you feel positive, and basically will heal you. And that when we connect with colours, it makes us feel a certain way, but it's also spirit helping us heal. She wants to bring in this message of love and hope, and she wants you to get on your way. She's also drawn me as well about this spirit, and something about the window being pulled open and the spirit flying out. And she showed me something here around an end house, and the door open up and the spirit flying out, whatever. And this spirit wants to talk to you basically about you minding them and taking care of them. And basically, I feel like you've been around a lot of people when they passed, if that's fair to say. And dare I rephrase that in another way, I feel you played a key role in helping other people pass. I hope that makes some sense. Just let us know if you could relate to that, Louise. Thank you. And Alana, I know you said you could relate to it too. Just let us know, Louise. Thank you, Chrissy. Spirit's amazing. Thank you. I'm not sure if Louise is still there. Just let us know. Brilliant. Thank you, Louise. And guys, we're just gone 57 minutes past, or sorry, 3 minutes to 8. So I know we finish at 8 bang on. So there's no point me doing another live or another demonstration, because it'll be time to close and we don't want that. Apparently they run a tight ship on timekeeping around here. So I helped my granddad pass. Brilliant, Louise. Okay. And I also like, could you understand your dad being in, or not your dad, I felt like your partner was drawn to an elderly gentleman. I'm not sure. I feel like you were quite an older person. I don't know. I just felt maybe you were quite an older person. I felt like your long-term partner had passed, if that's fair to say. And that was the energy I kind of got. But anyways, we will leave it there. Thank you so much, everybody, for this evening. And it was a pleasure to read for you, and hopefully I'll be welcome to come back on and do lives again, if they're happy. But it was lovely to read for you all this evening. For anybody I didn't get a chance to read for, I am sorry. It wasn't intentional by any means. I just have to go where Spirit brings me to, and I just try my best to work that way. So thank you. Chrissy Wilson, teacher private reads. I don't at the minute, because it's just where my energy is at. But you're free to follow me on TikTok if you want. And yeah, but just at the minute I'm not doing one-to-ones. Thank you. Thanks everybody, and yeah, thank you guys. Take care and God bless.